to show us some questionable calls from over the weekend of the NCAA tournament, and specifically three big ones. Coach Gaudio, we start with a matchup with Texas and Arizona. Cory Joseph trying to inbound, Texas up by 2 in the final moments of this game. Take us through what happened.
Well, what we're going to see is the official's going to hand the ball to Cory Joseph, and we're going to watch him count off with his hand as he arm strokes every second as it elapses. And let's see if, in fact, 5 went off the count. So he hands the ball to Cory Joseph, and here we go. We're going to watch it. As he counts off the seconds as time elapses. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like Cory Joseph turns to him with 4.5 on his count and requests the timeout. And it wasn't granted. The official said 5 count. Now, in the past, if 80% of his count was elapsed, which would be 4 seconds, you weren't permitted to call a timeout. But that rule changed 10 years ago. So any time within 5, if he hasn't hit it, you can call timeout, or if the ball leaves your fingertips, it's not a 5 count. And it looks like the young man, Cory Joseph, requested a timeout before he hit the 5 count.
And I would have to say that official, he got that one wrong. I don't think there was 5 seconds. And I didn't like either how the official has enthusiasm when he gives the ball back.
He's selling the call because he's won.
But he gets excited about handing the ball back, which I didn't like as a coach either. I would not like that. I don't like to see officials get excited about that when they're making a call right there. But again, it was a quick 5-second count, certainly in that game.
That answered one question for me that I always wondered. How accurate are they when they're really chopping? And you know what?
Pretty accurate.
Pretty much on it, wasn't he? Every time he got to the end of that stroke, it was right on the second. He was, I don't know, he was Mississippian or what, but that was pretty good.
But at 4.5 seconds, which you alluded to, Dino, Cory Joseph and the official were looking at each other. Cory was calling the timeout. The official was looking at him. He obviously thought 5 seconds had elapsed at that point, but he was looking at him. He should have gave him the timeout, which we all know.
Especially because he didn't get his hand back. Yeah. That's the part I don't understand. He never got his hand back for the last chop. So, I mean, why he wouldn't give the timeout doesn't make any sense. He hasn't hit number 5.
And he was looking right at him.
Yeah. I don't think he thought the 5 seconds had elapsed. I think he was reverting back to that old rule, which was in place for so long that after 4, you can't get that timeout. I think that was in his mind because, clearly he hasn't hit 5 yet, but he makes that call right away.
But his statement was, I'm at 5, can't give it.
Yeah. That's his statement, yeah.
That's all we have to know.
The official, Richard Carmel, I think, in his exuberance, like Coach is saying, when he's trying to sell the call, looks like maybe he was a little concerned if it really was a 5 count. And, as coaches, we all talk, and all of us will go to the locker room and tell our kids, it's not the official's fault. And we all agree with that. I never let the kids come in the locker room and say one iota about the officials. What we're just trying to do is break down the calls. Was it a proper call? Was it not? That didn't cost the game for the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, so many bad calls.
Didn't help.
But it was a bad call.
Well, big picture, Texas was up by 2. Arizona then inbounds. They get the ball to Derek Williams, scores the bucket, then goes to the line to give Arizona the lead and eventually the win. But it did not stop there. Here in Charlotte, North Carolina, also had a controversial call that dealt with time on the clock, and that's with Washington and North Carolina.